What's going on, guys? It's Britta here, back with the Odin Project, and we are on project landing page. Now, I recorded this whole video and something happened, it didn't record, so I already set up my repository for it here on GitHub. But I'll go ahead and read through this again to get you guys started. For this project, you'll be creating an entire web page from a design we'll provide for you. If you've been following along, you should have the skills you need to accomplish this, but it may not be easy. The design we're providing you comes in the form of two images. One is an image of the complete website, and one has some details about some of the fonts and colors we've used. Do not be afraid to use Google or go back to the previous lessons to look something up. Real-life professional developers use Google constantly for things that they have been doing for years. At this point, it is not expected that you will have memorized everything memorized, so don't worry about it. Additionally, there is a few small details that you may not have encountered in our lessons yet. This is by design. These details are minor and easily searched, e.g. Google CSS rounded corners. Get your project as close as you can to the design, but do not worry about getting it pixel perfect. Don't get out your ruler or count pixels to find the exact margins between the various sections. The point of this assignment is to create something from scratch and get the various elements in more or less the right position relative to the rest. It doesn't matter if you use margin 24 pixels when the design actually has margin 48 pixels. Finally, feel free to substitute your own content into this design. The images have some meaningless dummy content, but if you want to make up a business and personalize this page, feel free to do so. Insert actual images in the placeholders and feel free to play with the colors and fonts a bit too. A note about images on the web. You do not have the legal right to use just any image that you may find on the web. There are many free images to be found, but make sure that the image you use is actually free for you to use, and make sure to credit the creator of the image in your project. An easy way to give credit is to put the creator's name and contact info in a README file in your repository. Some good places to find free-to-use images on the web include Pexels, Pixabay, and Unsplash. Setting up your project's GitHub repository. As we did in the recipes project, go ahead and set up a Git repository before beginning work on this project. Git and GitHub are going to act as a portfolio for you moving forward, so you need to keep everything in there. Look back at the recipes project if you need a reminder on how to set it up. Warning about looking at other people's finished project code before you have completed your own. All of our projects have a student solutions section at the bottom for people to post their completed code and live websites for the projects. These are here for you both to compare your completed code with and see what other routes people have chosen to take with their project code and designs. We know it may be tempting to look at solutions when you get stuck or don't know where to start, but don't do it. Here are some reasons why. All of the submitted projects are other learner solutions. This means they are written by other people who are also still learning and may not necessarily be representative of best practice or high quality code. Looking at solutions robs you of the chance to develop your problem solving and researching skills. In the real world, there will not always be solutions for you to look at, and you will have to come up with your own. There are many different ways to achieve the same end result. It is not one size fits all. An analogy: learning how to code from looking at completed code is like learning how to make pizza dough from looking at a baked pizza. There's a lot more that goes into it that you might assume from only seeing the final product and not the process that led to it. Once you've completed your project, feel free to look at other solutions to see alternative ways the project was completed. Do not peek. Come ask for help in our Discord server. Alright, so it says, don't forget to commit early and often. You can reference the commit message lesson here. Download the design images and take a look at what you're going to be creating. And what we're going to be creating is this, something similar to this here. And then this is the colors and styles and font and sizes that they've used. The font that's being used in the images is Roboto. Hero text is the statement that appears at the top of a web page. So this, I think. Where was I at? There are many ways to tackle a project like this, and it can be overwhelming to look at a blank HTML document and not know where to start. Our suggestion: take it one section at a time. The website you're creating has 4 main sections and a footer, so pick one and get it into pretty good shape before moving on. Starting at the top is always a solid plan, and for the section you're working on, begin by getting all the content onto the page before beginning to style it. In other words, do the HTML and then do the CSS. You'll probably have to go back to the HTML once you start styling, but bouncing back and forth from the beginning will take more time and may cause more frustration. Note, you don't need to use more than one style sheet. Using only one CSS file is adequate for this project. Many of the elements on this page are very similar to things you saw in our Flexbox exercises. Feel free to go back to those if you need a refresher. Do not worry about making your project look nice on a mobile device. We'll learn that later. When you finish, don't forget to push it to GitHub. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you guys at that, and I'm going to go start working on my project, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!